Recording. All right. So first one's Pass the Flag by Keenlaw. Very beautiful backgrounds. There's one thing that he did in the beginning here that was a little weird. What was it? Hang on. No, it was earlier. Hang on. It was like a weird blur effect that they did. Yeah, here. I don't like that blur effect. I don't know why that was the way he decided to do it. I don't know if that was a software limitation or something, but I feel like there had to have been a better way to do that. Because that is very disorienting. Are we hitting on blur effects today? I have thoughts. Let me say them. I mean, God, Team such a good animator. It's not fair. Yes. No, I like the way that they handle transitions. They made it heavily correlated to how the flag is moving. So I think that was a really unique way to do these transition style collabs. Do we have a name for these yet? The like the free falls and the to catch up butterflies. Should we call them transition collabs? Because that feels right. That feels accurate. Yeah, because I'm gonna call them that. Because it's definitely a new genre now, and I think Shab has definitely popularized it. Trans collabs. It's not what I meant, but sure. Aisley, of course. Robbie, dude. I love this part. This one's so fucking fun. Heck yeah. Donuts part's a little hard to read, but it works. Oh my god, this part pisses me off. Because, like, TJB did this in, like, 3 days. She really did that entry in, like, 3 whole days. I think it took her, like, a whole day, like, an afternoon, to do the background. She, like, built it in 3D and then just rotoscoped it. But that would have taken me 3 days alone, but they just did the whole thing in 3D. And they're doing complex character movement and the rug physics at the end of this. Insane. Insane work. No idea what's happening here, but it looks cool. Oh my god, dude. Where Jackie popped the fuck off on this part. I love it, dude. Really good shit. Oh my god, on Moonstar. On the, like, because it's not even a 3D background. He just animated a background so fluidly. I didn't know he could do that until he just did it. Like, that's not fair. He can't just do that. But oh my god, there's so many references in here. Hang on, we got to go back and watch them. Hang on. Daytime radio. Yeah, it's. I want to say it's a reference to Office Workers, which is an animation that Donut and Loonstar were working on for a while, and I think it's been like indefinitely shelved for whatever reason. But yeah, it's Fed and Donut. We got Blue and Jin shot to death by assumedly Jim, Hexel's duelist. We got Shifty and Under back there with their bats. We got Gamer and Boogie. Whoa, what was that? What was that? What was that? What was that? Yeah. Very good shit. Oh my god. Hayward. The movement on this one's it's really polished. The style is clearly very polished. But the movement is so linear, right? Like, it's so awkward. Like, that run cycle especially feels just so static. Because, like, it's only the legs moving, and then the rest of their body just being moved up and down. It's uncanny. That's a great way of putting it. Yeah, I like the style of this entry. I don't like how it was animated. And I know Effie can be a great animator, so I don't know what happened here, but... yeah, you hate the eyes. I think the eyes are fine. I think it's definitely a stark contrast to most of the stuff that you see in this collab. My biggest issue is the movement. Also, they just tweened a guy in the background in their part. Wait. This guy's just tweened. Yeah, it upsets me because I know that they could do better. But hey, I mean, I don't know their situation. Maybe they had something come up and they didn't have as much time as they thought, or maybe their deadline was just really tight. But anyway, I just yada yada yada. I'll let it keep going. It's fine. Yeah, it's fine. It's still a good part. The movement is weird. Oh my god. I love that part. I'm so proud of that dude. I'm so proud of this entry. Because I hadn't really attempted anything like this before. I did all of the assets myself, including the shitty painted background and the sky. But like everything is in animate, and I somehow made the background feel 3D right here. Which like, I don't really know how I did. I just like distorted the background in a tween. Sorry. I also really wanted to make it a point because I have been known for a long time to do a lot of single frame animation, and I tend to overdo it, and I've been trying to learn when and how to use singles, doubles, etc. You rarely get into triples and quads, but I'm really trying to learn when it's appropriate to use single frames and double frames. This was an exercise that I did explicitly to just try and do mostly double frames. So. There are some singles, but like the movement is mostly on twos for it being so. Like even the smear frame is on 1, 2. Yeah, it's on 2 frames, which usually only keeps smears on 1s. But I found this as a really good exercise, so I'd give it a shot. I'd give it a try if you want to. It really gives you a great understanding of when and how to use 1s and 2s. I think I used some 3s in there as well. But yeah. Do I say it? Do I say it? Nah. I mean, I can't just say that. It's traced. Sorry, it's traced. Yeah. Unfortunate. But hey, gravity reference! Yeah, gravity reference. Well, okay, I'll play it in chat because I think people are talking about it anyway. But yeah, that's the proof you need. Is, if not traced, very heavily referenced, unfortunately. So, definitely lost some respect for that animator. I know they can do some good shit, but like that's disappointing, man. Don't want to send any hate towards them. I know this is being uploaded to YouTube as well. Absolutely not wanting to send them any hate or anything like that. I hope they learn from this and they improve from this. If they do it again in the future, then hey, we can raise our pitchforks. But cut them some slack. They might be on the younger end and still learning about the ethics and art. So cut them some slack. Just they know that it isn't really good. The Keenlaw has talked to them about it. But hey, gravity! Hell yeah, dude. Oh my god, dude. It's not fair that Keenlaw's able to just do that. It's so bullshit. Okay, sorry, I don't want to have to look away. But oh my god, I'm sorry. The lighting on his part. Keenlaw has like the best understanding of color and explosions. By the way, we had Keenlaw do the big explosion in Animation vs. Minecraft beta. In that episode, he did all the impact frames and the explosions for that because he's amazing at it, and he has such a great understanding of color, especially with explosions. But oh my god, no, he's incredibly talented. And he's so young too. Oh yeah, this part's really neat. Nothing much to say, it's really good. Heck yeah. I love seeing Quickview do some more stuff. Very nice. I think this cutscene is done by Sabi. That's Sabi. I found out Keenlaw was 18 recently. Yeah, I think he's 19 now, actually. It's crazy. See, I think this... So, I've noticed a lot of collaborations are starting to put messages in their collabs. so am I now. Look out for RPS because I've definitely got a big story to tell in there. Yeah, I mean I think Shab is definitely the one to motivate it to such an extent. He was already teasing such big story elements for Beach Day. Pardon me, but I like calling them shabby collabs. They're transition collabs. We're gonna call them transition collabs because it makes sense. They're not hinging on the story to be related. But no, some of these have good messages, but some of them I don't like how they implement the message. This one's good. It's subtle. It's not shoving it in your face. It's like a simple message. It's there and then it's over, and it doesn't hog the attention of the collab. The primary focus of the collab is still the people's entries. And oh my God, Sabi. A very interesting layout in how they did all that. Yeah, Sabi is the person who made Dojo Pit Fights, by the way, those of you who don't know. Which is one of the best collabs I've ever seen. Just side note. The layout on this is weird, because, like, they're going into a city environment, but, like, I don't know how to say it. I don't have as clear of an understanding of backgrounds, but, like, they have a flat line over here for some kind of big Victorian-looking building, but then the street has the perspective on the street is different up until you get to the bus, and then everything starts shifting weird. It's so strange. The perspective on this is crazy, and it's like a paper cutout too. Like, it's not bad. I'm not saying that at all. It's just a very interesting way to do it, and I would actually like to try something like this. This is very unique. It's just neat to pay attention to that sort of stuff. Tarot, hell yeah. He didn't take it seriously at all, I can tell. Oh my God, dude. Heck yeah. Yeah. Some great entries. Okay, don't screenshot me like that. Ah, Yanero. Hell yeah. Oh, this is brilliant. I saw them doing this. Hang on. Yeah, I remember the pitch to this, and I was initially really concerned because I was thinking it was going to be entirely on singles, and I thought that would look awful. And I was just hoping that they would do it on, like, twos. And they did do it on twos. Oh, wait, let me see, actually. Okay. So we got 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. They did it on threes, even better. But yeah, that helps with clarity when you're switching styles like this so frequently. My God, some of these look awesome. I don't have the time to look through all of them. Sulfur, hell yeah. Good shit. Good shit. Very nice. And beautiful artwork, man. Beautiful art. Keenlaw did a great job at organizing this. They worked really hard on it, with a huge focus on making those transitions clean with the flag. I feel like that might have been, if I were to host that, that'd be the most difficult part, in my opinion, is making sure that flag transition between everyone's part looks actually good. I would be really picky about that, but it looks great. Looks amazing. So everyone did a great job. Heck yeah. So many artists at the end there. Just squeezed into the end. Man. Heck yeah. The beach guy, yeah. No, this is a great way to start off. I think they tease a second one potentially. Yeah, they tease a second. I don't know if it's confirmed that it's a second, but that's what I get from that. So, yeah, wonderful job, of course. I'm on my second channel. That's why everything's missing. But yeah, that was the first one, and then the next one to release was Beach Day, which only has 4K views, and that disappoints me so much. This deserves so many more, dude. I was gonna get into it because, oh my God. Like, this is where the story element in a collab is done, like, perfectly. Like, I'd say one of the most difficult things if you're trying to implement a story into a collaboration is is structuring it and building it so that people don't want to skip it just to get to the rest of the collab. He did so well here that you don't want to skip it. You want to go back just for these parts. They don't feel like they get in the way of the collab. They feel like they bring everything together. Yeah. I wouldn't even say it's short. Like, for a collab intro, it takes a while to get started. It takes a whole, like, fourth of the video to get started. It takes 3 minutes to get to the first entry. But, like, the intro is so masterfully done, it doesn't matter. Because you're not sitting there like, okay, let's get on with it. Where's the collab? Because it's so good. Which is because Shabani, I don't know if y'all knew this, but he graduated college with like degrees in film. I forget exactly what they were, but like, you know, he's spent years studying this shit. So it makes sense, but like, it's still so good. Yeah. And it's crazy, Shabani just kind of showed up out of nowhere in the community and started hosting like some of the best collabs I've ever seen. This is only his second collab and I love it. So, this directly ties it into TCAB. I was honestly so inspired from Beach Day, because what the hell, I can tell, and we'll get into that. I don't want to say anything. I feel like I need to be commenting, but like, it's just so good. I think one thing I can definitely add here is the compositing on this. It's not something you see a lot of people do. Like, you even see a little dust effect going on top here. But I mean, just pay attention to like the gradient lighting coming in, and it feels so natural. Because these are 3D assets that very solid colored stick figure characters, 2D characters, are being placed onto, and it doesn't feel weird. That's because of the compositing. It's done very well. There's dust specks. They had a lot. I think that I'm just gonna nerd out a little bit here. This is a really good way to cheat animation. Instead of animating the actual teardrops, you'll notice they just kind of appear. Hang on. Oh, there is. There's 2 frames, but you don't notice it. But like, those are very easy frames. That's interesting that it starts, that the splotch starts larger and then gets smaller, but it feels natural. But like, it's a very easy way to cheat animation. Like, they didn't actually have to animate the splotch, they just tweened it. Very good shit. Now water animation. God, dude. Crazy. Reason that Endo saw Shab's take on this shot, and then he was just like, "Could I do that but better?" And he just did it. Insane. I also love that Endo's just back, and he's like best friends with Shabani for some reason. Hell yeah. I'm curious as to what the canon is. Like, if this is all in his head, or if this is like actually what happened, if he actually entered the Polaroid. I feel like there's a lot of symbolism you can glean from this. But I'm not smart enough to look through it. Cranex's weird-ass animation fluidity style. Like everything in Grand X's animations feels like water. It's so bubbly. It just feels like the right word. Stupid ass logo. Same shit. I didn't know Gamer was even in this. But hell yeah. Neon as well. Fucking Endo. My god, dude. Insane work. Why can he just do this? It's insane. Like this already. Like, it doesn't fit the energy at all. And then it cuts back to this shit. And it's so good. Oh, man. So funny. Oh, he's got little action figures. It's cute. You have Shab's Duelist in the background flying. And I think it's Yo-Yo, Oreo, Jom, McWizard, Wrench. I forget who that guy is. I forget, sorry. I'm not as big on Reichi. Omni, thank you. Not bad. I wish they put more effort into the ball there. Because it is such a major focus, and I feel like it's pretty lazily animated compared to everything else. Like, it's literally a still frame here. Like, a little gross, but overall, a good part. Good shit, Rojaki. Also, continuity here. I don't understand what's... Oh, is that like me with my legs over like that? That is hard to read. A lot of phone entries. That's cool. I didn't even notice that actually. Pay attention to the aspect ratio here. They like get rid of the border, so it goes back. It goes from square to widescreen again. That neat. Beautiful animation. My God. $500 GB file. Very nice. So what are they? Yeah. Whoa, shit. Where am I? Okay. Hang on. I'm noticing like pictures and Polaroids are a common theme even in some people's parts. Kind of crazy. Also, Hyun just doing peak for no reason. Because why can he just do that? Why is his, like... I forget he has a great understanding of art because he never takes it seriously. And then every once in a while, you'll get, like, a peek into his actual knowledge. And it's it's this sort of shit. It's insane. Really cool. Yeah, no one knows he can do it because he never does it. But he just has that knowledge. It's so silly. Is because the main theme of the collab is memories. Yeah, but I would argue that most participants didn't know that going into it. It was just a beach collab. You would just animate something related to the beach. But it worked out. Oh my God, this one's so cool. I love the textures they used for this. So neat. God, it's so cool. Yeah, house, of course. I still don't actually know what happened in that entry. Hang on. Okay, so this dude's riding some kind of like creature made out of water. And then he destroys it somehow like that. And then gets like some kind of weapon out of it. I don't know. A little confused there, but oh my god, Loonstar's so happy with this one. I think they all are, but like Loonstar is the most vocally happy out of every one of this. Oh my god, and I love the colors that they chose for that. I believe they said Shab is the one who chose all the colors, and they made Thumb he's like a dark shade of blue instead of black, which is kind of cool. Really neat. Good shit, po' boy. Let's see. He like knows what's about to happen, man. Like he's reliving it. Such a stark contrast. So cool though. Whoa, wait, hang on. Some weird stuff going on with the leg there. Me nitpicking, but I noticed it. Like the leg goes through the dock. This is not how she died, by the way. Yeah, I know. So cool though. Wonderful way to transition. But like I'm like I would have been so anxious about this shift in energy because it goes from the happiness that we got in previous entries and then we get a moment to breathe before we just like harsh cut. Like we get foreshadowing here that something bad is about to come from all the dark clouds and then suddenly goosebumps. Goosebumps, man. And the energy goes from like really happy to like really scary, like really anxious. But it's like done so well. Like I would have been so scared to pull this off. And then transitioning back out from it, like when I first saw like this shot and it was fading out, I thought like I swear to God if he just cuts to the next entry, I'm gonna kill somebody. But then he added in some padding here. We still see the environmental impact that this is having. And somehow that just works. I can't explain it. It just works. Wild stuff. Hell yeah, Robbie. God. Insane work. Can I say about Linked Winters? This is Sumik. You remember from my old synced collabs? I think he was in a Meme Dream. This is Sumik. Yeah, and it's insane. The glow up is crazy. He got so cracked at like drawing is the main thing. His backgrounds are fucking beautiful. So good. The animation, like all this is very rough animation, but like his drawing skills really carry it, so it doesn't even matter. Very good. Very good shit. Very nice. Oh my god, Salty. It's good to see Salty still participating in stuff. Love this person's style. My god. Very interesting. I mean, for a rotating shot, like the ground is very simple, but the body animation, figuring out the physics while the shot is rotating, that's got to be mad difficult. I'd be scared to try that. Oh my god, they still pull it off very well. Just silly and stupid. Oh man, this is fun to make though. Yeah, I used an actual picture of my violin. I have that. I don't know how to play it quite yet, but you know. I also love the implication that the couch is just filled with air. Like it's just a really buoyant couch. Yeah. God. Ends Nova, man. Their composition skills is really good. Like they're not just their compositing, but their like shot composition is so clean. The lighting in this is really fun. I love how everything's blooming. God, really fun. Oh, Ends Nova's great. Ends is like the second coming of Darahope. Oh, I mean, I like this stuff better than Darahope, if I'm being honest. But I haven't seen what Darahope is capable of nowadays. See, he can do good animation. But like now I'm just suspicious of it. Oh my god, dude. Kits. God. This is so funny. Entity is like one of the most skilled animators I know, and he just does this shit. It's so fun. It gives Haha You Clowns, or what is that show called? It's like that new Adult Swim one that everyone clowns on Twitter. But it gives off Haha You Clowns. And then Rage, of course, coming in to do water animation. Just makes sense. Yanero again. I wonder about the canon. I wonder if like this would be considered canon, because this is the same guy like as the protagonist, but it's someone else's entry. Would this be canon? How do you manage this? Because like when you start doing story and then people are using the character in the collab that you're using for the story, does that make it a bit messy? Like does this part even have any ground to change the lore? Probably not. It's an interesting thing to think about. I think you just have to make it a part of your rules to not, you know, animate the main character. So fucking cool. Beautiful. Oh my god, and all the scoring by Stom, beautifully done. I forget he can make really good music. Like, and he didn't really give any direction for Stom. Stom just nailed it. Fuck, man. I can't wait to see what Stom does for RPS. I kind of want to take a look back at that. Oh, okay. I thought there was like something written on it. No, it's just like a drawn texture for the net. This shit's special, absolutely. Neat. Forever. Hell yeah. A beautiful collab and a beautiful story. Yeah, we're not gonna sit through the credits, but it has a lot of cool behind the scenes stuff. But beautiful work, beautiful shit. God, I love Shabani. He's so good. All right. Next up is the surfing collab by Kazin. I gotta be honest, out of the four, this one felt the most forgettable. And I guess I'll tell you why once I remember. Like, that kind of speaks for itself. Not that it's bad, but it just, I don't remember it, like, at all. Okay. What's going on with the animation here, man? Like, that shot is so weird. The composition of this is so strange. There's so much empty space where it feels like there shouldn't be. There's so much movement in the water when it looks like it should be a lot more calm. Everything feels like... It feels like an animatic. Yeah. But I'm sure this is something that they'll learn the more that they go. I think this is just their current skill level. But if I'm being completely honest, not a great start. But I know he'll improve. Also, just really weird way to... Well, I was pressing the wrong button. A really weird way to frame this shot with so much empty space above him. You have half of that screen that you're just not using. And it feels like the camera should be lower so you actually get the full body of the main character, supposedly. So, just some interesting stuff here. Yeah. I think the skill ceiling in this collab is not very high. Like, you get a wide range of quality in people's entries. You get some that are really good, you get some that are okay, and you get some that are like, I wouldn't have included it myself, but you know, not my collab, but you know, I feel like it's valid. The difference in quality can be very unappealing. Love that one. Love that style. Very silly and messy, but it just works. This guy's style is interesting. It's like purposefully really messy, but he has such a good sense of clarity. I will give him that. OP34. It's alright. I feel like he has good technical knowledge of Flash and Animate, but I feel like OP34's character movement has not improved, like, in a long time. As sad as that is to say, I respect the guy. I love what he's done for the community, but like, he understands Adobe Animate and Flash. I can't say that he's improved in his character movement. His movement is very static, especially when you look at his sprite animation. But that's more about OP. But I just get the same thing here. It doesn't feel like he improves in his character movement much. I'm not saying it's bad, but there's definitely room for improvement. Also, Hyun just pulling this shit out again. Oh my god, dude. Also, I love how he ties in Beach Day with this. It's so cool. Oh my god, sorry, I have to watch it again. It's so good. Like, I forget how good of an animator Hyun is for himself proclaiming that he doesn't like animating. But he's so damn good at it. And he's using a lot of minimalist tricks here. Like, he uses a lot of multi-frames in this entry. but he has such a clear understanding of movement that it does not matter. This is like the practice of doing a really fast and highly technical animation using only twos and threes and above, and then you get a great understanding of movement. You get doing that trick gives you a clear sense of clarity, good silhouettes. I definitely recommend it. But I think this is another really clear example of like 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. Like it is mostly on twos. It seems crazy work, but it just works so well. And there's more. I forgot about that. How old is this entry? I have to ask, how old is this one? Because this does not reflect Mateus's current skill level and his quality. This is a very low quality entry. I hate Loonsar? What? Who made that? Yeah, Mateus also has a lot of entries in this, if I remember right. Cyber. I'm seeing this guy around a lot more. Yeah. Very good entry. I don't have anything to say about it. It's really good. Double Joda. I really like that. Not a fan of how he animated the water. Feels a little lazy, but like this shot, oh my god, that's the composition there is really good, dude. Now I can tell Double Joda is gonna get like really cracked really fast. You can tell that there's like some areas that he's weakened, but if he focuses on those, I know he's gonna skyrocket. The Roblox hat. So insane. Funny, that's fun character movement. Unfortunately, it feels like a lot of the entries just do the same thing, and they don't really expand on it. And it feels like there wasn't much of a push for people to do more than the bare minimum. Like, you have people surfing, they do a few tricks while they're surfing, and that's it. You have a lot of people who do stuff more than that, of course, but there's a lot of entries that are just the exact same thing, and I think that might be why it's so forgettable for me. They're not doing a whole lot of unique stuff. That and the skill ceiling is a bit low, but... Now, you can do cool perspective stuff like this, but you're still just kind of surfing and doing tricks. This one's a little cooler, though, I'll say. Rage again, man. If you got a water collab, he's got to participate. Very TCAB, isn't it? Nothing wrong with it, but it feels like a little too one-to-one, maybe, with TCAB, in my opinion. Like, this feels like just such a Shabani thing. Maybe that's me being a little picky, but very TCAB inspired. I do like it, though. I think over time I'll grow used to it. I might even adopt something like this, because it's a great way to avoid the comments of people being like, what was the song? This is just like back then with the box collabs. Yeah, I hope it doesn't get out of hand. I mean, I think it's very telling that people are already really inspired off of Shabani's style of hosting collabs, because now everyone's trying it. Everyone's doing it. And I suppose not to give credit to just Shabani, because Loonsar also was doing the same thing with Freefall for years. But I think Shab has definitely popularized it. Yeah. Okay, and now we get a much more modern reflection of Mateus's actual skills. Like, very stark contrast from what we saw just like a minute ago. Oh my god, this is the first part that I saw for the collab, and I was like, holy shit. This is going to be a peak collab just for like half the entries to feel half-assed. But, oh my god, and Enzanova is always going to pop off, dude. Like, I love everything that they've made, and I love their style. Such good shit. Yeah, not much to say about that one. That was neat. I love how the background isn't actually moving for like how fast they're supposed to be moving. Because I think they're trying to tell you that, like, they're supposed to be really far away from the beach, but, like, with how clearly you can see all the other stick figures in the background, they're not. It's just, it's a parallax issue. The background should be moving way faster. Love this person's style, dude. My God. They're... Oh, fuck. I mean, just look at the colors and the textures they use. God, that pose is so strong. Oh my God. So beautiful, man. I love this person's art style. They're so good. Oh my God. Their use of textures is genuinely incredible. Kazin, the host of the collab. There's some neat ideas here. Definitely. Oh my God. Okay, I like that. I like the second half of that part a lot. Like up to this point, it's okay, and then it gets to this. Oh my God, that's good shit. Clean. Just another perspective-based standard part. I just wish people did more than just surfing. Like, just do more. I don't know. That's cool. That's neat. This feels more like they're surfing. Like, why is the water that color? Why is the water... I'm not going to say that. Never mind. This is going up on YouTube. God, I really love how we did the water in this. Really cool. Robertus. This one's a very interesting use of, like, there are definitely way more than twos. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. I mean, lazy. I think it's still artistically done. I think you could argue that. That is the explanation. I'm sure you could have spent the time to in-between it more, but, like, it still works. Like, there are people who can genuinely pull off animations that are done on, like, 3s, 4s, 5s, and 6s. I think the term for that may be limited animation, when you're limiting your keyframes that much. It is an artistic style that is valid, but it's hard to pull off. I don't know if you 100% pulled it off, but I think you got close. But oh my God, dude. You have a great understanding of colors for this as well. I wouldn't be able to do that. Interesting use of the border back there, where you have glare effects going through the border, the body going through the border as well. A very interesting part. I don't know if that deserved the drop. It's like the movement here is fine, and then when the wave comes in, why does the wave look like that? And this being in the drop as well feels like a missed opportunity. Like, no disrespect to Raph, the guy who animated this, but, like, I feel like the decision should have been made to, like, maybe swap someone else's place in the collab with someone else. I don't know. I feel like when you host a collab like this, you have to be a little picky with how you give out parts. You can't just have it be like a first come, first serve. Because when you structure it around a song, you want to make sure that the most skilled animators are at the most important parts of the song, and then the less skilled animators, as unfortunate as to say, they have, you know, the more like the verses, you know, where it's not like the big high parts of the track. But, like, they have a good understanding of character movement. I'll give them that. Like, from what I see here, like, it's okay. But they didn't really execute any special idea to make it feel like it was worthy of a drop. And that wave, all right, and we can all agree it's not good. This one's interesting. Their use of colors feels a little, I don't want to say abusive, but it's strange. Like this font especially, how they did this text. Don't know if I would have done it that way. It's a little strange. And they're very not animated. They feel like they don't add much other than just placing a font with some text and I don't know. Very strange. Sorry. This gives me what the fuck is that, like? It's like supposed to be a BFDI character, but drawn unnecessarily professionally, and it's this like it's like this wallet character with hair that everyone hates. But this just gives me that energy. I hate to say it, but you know what I'm saying. I don't know. Nothing wrong with it. It just gives me that energy. It's evil to say sorry. This one's very interesting. This feels unfinished, but that might just be their style. So this is limited animation done poorly, because you have so many elements of the background moving much faster than your character, and it feels like it should be much more dynamic, and it just feels like you're missing information. So they're skipping a lot of necessary frames. And that's just a single pose that they were moving around. Nothing about that character is moving around much here. Same here. This one just feels lazy. Yeah. This is ultimately what makes the collab suffer, is people not really willing to do anything more creative than just they go surfing and do some tricks, maybe some cool perspective shots. But they're ultimately doing the same thing, and the skill ceiling needs to be much higher. This one's really cool. Hair feels a little wonky, but I feel like they'll quickly improve on that. Okay, that felt so awkward, right? Like, this is the ending part. Shouldn't it feels like it should have been much more grand than that. Like, you're trying to go out with a bang, and it feels like it might go that way. You have this character doing some surfing, and then it cuts to that. Just a still frame. Like, that's so boring. I'm sorry. So boring. I wish you could have done. You had potential there. You could have done a lot more. Think it's a lackluster. Wait till you hear about the walking collab. I've heard about it, and I'm gonna hold my judgment until I see it. Because I can see a world where that collab's interesting. It just depends on who hosts it and how they host it. I know he's being sarcastic, but I'm trying to like give it hope. I don't want to trash on it before I even see the thing. So yeah, it's a collab. I think this is probably their first collab, if I were to guess. Which in that case, honestly, pretty good. Not that bad. If it's not their first collab, you know, I hope they learn a lot faster. I think I think they've taken a lot from this, and I hope if they see this reaction, I hope it provides them information on how they could improve. But yeah, no, it leaves me wanting a lot more. I think out of the 4 that have released currently, this might be my lowest ranked one. Not to say it's bad, but it is forgetful. So I think I've said everything that I need to say about it. Oh, there is one more thing that I have to say about it. So we get all the credits here, right? Right? And then we just get them again. Why are you giving us the same exact information? Like, they didn't add anything here. The only reason they did this was so that they could fill out the rest of the song. The only reason they did that. Because you'll notice, everything's paced pretty well for credits around here. I enjoy this. I have no issue with the first one. They had a perfect opportunity to fade it out there. But they want to fill out the rest of the song, so they're just like, what should I do? Let me just play the credits all over again. Let me give you all the same information. Like that. No one cares. I'm sorry. Why'd you play it twice? That's so weird. So strange. Yeah. It's a very interesting decision. Yeah. All right. Oh, we're already in the middle of it. You can tell where I was right after my part. Yeah. Oh, I think I was recording that for the behind the scenes video, so that's why I was there. But it's pretty funny. This is the Mirror collab. This is the most viewed out of the 4 recently. We'll see how they perform on the dojo. I'm interested to see that. But you haven't watched this yet? Okay. I will be pausing because I want to add commentary. But I think before I get into it, I think it has some holdups. I think overall, it's really good. I'm pretty sure this is DJ's first collab, and if that's the case, you did a really good job, ultimately. My biggest gripe is the story. The story feels very, very forced. Like you wanted to add something there, but you didn't really have much meaningful to say. It feels like it didn't, like, this is the opposite of Beach Day for me, where you get what Beach Day did is it made you feel like the story was necessary to understand everyone. Like, it contextualizes the whole collab. It makes everything feel intentional. This one feels like I just want to skip it so I can get to everyone's parts. And that's exactly what you want to avoid. I still think overall the collab is good, but the story is where it lacks because it feels like there wasn't a whole lot to say. And also the intro feels almost identical to the setup of Beach Day. So it feels like you just copy and pasted it. Yeah. So I wish... If don't feel like... Okay, also side note. I find this clever. This is clever. You flipped the dojo intro. Congrats. It's a simple touch. It's a simple touch. Maybe weird for people who haven't heard of the dojo, but I think it's neat. I kind of like it. No, but I think if you don't have something very meaningful to say, then don't try and shoehorn a story in there. And maybe you did have something meaningful to say. It really didn't feel like it. It felt like it was story for the sake of story, and this collab did not need it. So, if you do want to continue doing story in your future projects, I think you need to learn how to better contextualize these for the actual entries so that they don't feel like they're interrupting the collab. They should feel complementary. They shouldn't feel like something you need to skip over. I think that's definitely an issue of story writing. I think you need to have a much more clear understanding of symbolism and... Here I go trying to talk about writing. I'm still learning how to write myself. I'm not perfect. But I'm very happy with how things are going out for RPS. I think... oh, wait, hang on. I'm noticing I have to restructure this a little bit because of the weird aspect ratio here. So give me just 1 second. Sorry, just 1 second. Yeah, I think that's my biggest issue with the collaboration with this one specifically, is it just doesn't feel, the story doesn't feel necessary. It feels like it removes from the actual product. So yeah. Oh yeah, no, the songs that they chose for surfing were really good, and I'm probably gonna add some of them to my playlist from all of these. Honestly, I've yet to do so, but I'm definitely gonna go back and add shit to my playlist. Yeah, no, they're catchy. Pardon me. All right, let's go in. Yeah, those are my thoughts on it. And now I'll give my life critique. Like, I'm sorry. I just can't ignore it because it's just so blatantly Beach Day. It just feels like the Beach Day intro, but less. Like, really shoehorning a story. Like, you're telling us what the story is so explicitly. There's no nuance. You're just like, I'm depressed. I don't want to see myself. Why can't I just be myself? I get this is the kind of story you're going for. It isn't really reflected in the rest of the collab, and it's just so in your face, it feels almost insulting. The animation for the intro could also be a lot better, but then you have the dude getting sucked into the thing the collab's about. Oh, what happens in here? The dude gets sucked into the Polaroid. And where the collab takes place. But like Shabani made it feel so much more natural because it wasn't like trying to shove it into your face what the collab is supposed to be about. This one's just, it feels insulting to watch. Because it's like, you could have been a lot more clever with your storytelling and made it actually interesting to dissect, but instead you just kind of, you just took what Beach Day did and then did it differently. It just feels lazy. Yeah. Also, they really don't achieve the same transition of energy that Shab was able to achieve with Beach Day. He was, I mean, of course he had the, I think there was a custom score for this as well, but Shab had the custom score from Stham. Stham was able to just read and understand the energy perfectly. But the transition into the rest of the collab felt more natural, despite them all being very positive, happy, high energy, go lucky songs. This one, there's no transition. It just goes from sad, this dude's depressed, to bum, 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 bum. No transition there. It's very jarring. Big issue there. Also, this may be a personal gripe, but I'm not a fan of the songs they chose for this collab. I think you could have been, you could have searched a little deeper. These are very well-known songs, and if you enjoy them and you just wanted to use them, hey, this is all for you. Go for it. I would have chosen something that no one's ever heard before, because then you're allowing the viewer to have an entirely brand new experience with a song that they very likely never heard before. So, and that's what I love about all these other collabs. They introduce me to music that I haven't heard before, and it makes me want to go back and add stuff to my playlist. This one, I've already heard them a million times. I don't need to listen to them again. You could have added more value by giving us something that we haven't heard before. Not that it's wrong to use these songs. I just think it would have been more interesting. I think that's a huge appeal that the other transition collabs have that this one doesn't have. Same with Doors. Doors used a lot of underground indie music that no one had heard of before. I think even Two Door Cinema Club, at the time that the Doors collabs were being released, were still relatively underground. I know they were definitely bigger, and definitely are now. But with the Doors collabs, you could guarantee that you haven't heard like most, if any, of that music. This one, you've already heard the songs a million times before, used in professional media and like school compilation videos. So it's very dry, feels very uninspired. But hey, that could also be why this one's doing so well, is because they use songs that everyone knows. I just feel like it removes from the experience. Yeah, the transition, it doesn't work. The transition from the intro to the entries don't work. I also say, I wish there was more. I wish the host had encouraged people to implement the mirror aspect of the collab a lot more clearly. Because it's just free fall, but you can go in all directions. You will also notice how Ludsar's part makes no sense. Yeah, I think Ludsar's was one of the last entries to be done. There's definitely things in this collab that could have. I'm sure he's learned things that he's going to apply to his next project to make if he does another transition-based collab again, then I'm sure he's going to take a lot of things that he's learned and make sure that it's done more appropriately so the transitions all make sense. But yeah, there's some entries that are a little wonky, but I think that also has to do with the not very clear prompt of mirrors. You would think people would use mirrors, but they weren't. I suppose they were. I suppose it was implied that they should use mirrors, but I don't think it was really encouraged, because you would see what everyone else was doing, and they weren't really doing anything with mirrors. So it just feels like free fall, but you can go in all directions. So yeah, some of them use mirrors though, but I think others it's not as clear. I'm also subject to that. I'll admit it. I was just having fun with an entry. Mr. Blue Sky, Mr. Blue Sky. It's fine so far. I don't have much interesting to say about any of these. Dude, his hand is behind the guitar most of the time. How are you strumming it if it's behind it? This is double Jota. Oh, they did the same thing in Bing Bong Ball, which I find kind of lazy. You've already used this idea. Yeah, I feel like you could have done something better. I actually really like that. That was neat. Shabs is one of my favorite entries because it utilized mirrors. I admittedly didn't utilize mirrors enough myself. Oh yeah, neither did I, but I wasn't like pushed to. I just saw what everyone else was doing, and it didn't look like it had anything to do with mirrors. So I was like, this is just a cool excuse to do an animation. But hey, it allowed me to do something really fun, so I'm glad for it myself. But as for the whole collab, I wish there was a little more push for that. Why is the background not moving? You got the stripes on the street moving, but like nothing else is moving. Very weird. Probably could use some wind effects there. Or maybe some parallax in the background to convey more movement. Yeah, that transition makes no sense. What? Poor direction. I'm sure there was probably an issue with the compiling. We got DJ. Was he on a plane there? Yeah. He actually used a mirror in his part. Wow. Dude, Katana has improved a lot since I first saw him in the community. Like, his improvement is crazy. Right, because OP34's movement is just so linear. It feels like he understands a few principles, but he doesn't have a great understanding of all of them. Like, it's just he's been in the community for so long, and it just feels like he hasn't improved. And I wish to see him improve in his character animation. This one's neat. Cute. Very cute. I love that. That felt like... This almost gives me like I don't know what it is. It feels like it was traditionally animated, but it clearly wasn't. But it gives like that energy, like how shaky everything is. It's like a minor level of shake, like that especially. I don't know. I really like it. I really like it. I don't know if it was intentional, but I like it. No idea what the ending was about there. Cute.
Tonight, I'm gonna have myself a real good time. I feel alive, and the world, I'm turning inside out.
Really neat part, like it. Rage, hell yeah.
In ecstasy, so stop me.
Stop me. How old is this one too? Because this also feels like Mateus's old style. Really, the glasses are the tell because they're just like a PNG. But I think it's more modern ones. He has like an actually drawn one. But I mean, that part's still good. It just feels it's definitely an older one. Dude, I would have denied that part if I'm being so honest. Like, there's so minimal effort there, man. Yes. Interesting. Sorry. Yeah, the transition there is weird. Wasn't a clear point of transition for the previous person's entry. No, that's Loonstar's fault. He did great. And Shab as well. Actually using mirrors. Hell yeah. That's an interesting one. Obviously a reference to Micro Mist's red versus black. But the background is interesting how they did it. Like, I don't know, I wonder where they got that from. You can see a watermark in the image in the background. Oh, wow. Yikes. Okay, so it's not theirs. Because I was going to say, like, this is the most interesting part. It's not even theirs, man. It's not even theirs. Dang, that's a shame. An overuse of blur there, but sure. Alan Becker. I wonder what like most of the comments are. How long until we get an Alan Becker comment? Well, yeah, there it is. That's neat. No idea what's happening here. Where's their name? Their name's cut off. The stick nodes. I don't have the highest expectations of quality. Freefall guy. It's the drop, dude. It's the drop. You gotta have someone better. Like, no disrespect to this animator, but you gotta have someone who can reach the hype. You gotta get someone who can match that level, or if it's so disappointing. Like, no disrespect to this guy, but like, you should have been in a different spot. I'm sorry. I had a lot of fun with this, man. This was so much fun. Yeah. I think one of the points of potential disconnect between people's entries is how they were directed to make their entry. There was no template. I can at least say for Beach Day, and fuck, what's where's the other one? Pass the Flag. That's the other one. They had a template that you would take, and then it would make it a lot easier for you to transition your part from other people's. I understand they were trying to make things faster by allowing everyone to work at the same time, and they would just give you the basic instruction for like, okay, your part starts like this. You need to go like down, and then it ends with you going left frame. And while that can work, it can much more easily lead to more disconnect between entries. And I think you see clear examples of that. But that's what I was given here. And I tried to make the transition between my part and Enz Nova's part pretty good. And I think it was pretty easy with how Enz Nova's intro was pulled together in the first place. But Yeah, collaborate with the person before and after you to transition proper. Yeah, that was a huge point of improvement for Freefall 3. People started intentionally adding parts from like the if your entry was ending, you would add something from the next person's entry to transition it better. And, you know, the other way around as well. It would depend on who's going first and where they are in the file. But yeah, I think that definitely should have been done here. I was shocked to have just been given instructions for how to set up the file instead of having a template. And I think that can be explained as to why some of these feel so disconnected.
200 degrees, that's why they call me Mr. Fahrenheit. Traveling at the speed of light, I wanna make a supersonic man out of you.
I mean, it's Ends Nova. What do you expect? It's great.
Having such a good time, I'm having a ball. Don't stop me now. If you wanna have a good time, just give me a call. Don't stop me now. A good time. Don't stop yes now. A good time. I don't wanna stop at all.
Yeah, we got the action script trails. Yeah, also stick fight for no reason. Let's go. And then I think this tries to set it back into the story. Really weird transition and energy there. Very strange. Like, there was no breathing room there. It went from one song, and then it felt like there should have been a lot more build-up in the instrumental. It felt very awkward. Like, you're really trying to rush through the story. Lazy transition, man. That could have been animated so well. There's so many references of people doing the same thing. That felt lazy. Man. Because you have him stuck on a frame right before you just transition to a single tweened pose of him breaking through it. Also, no free fall there. Come on. What? What was the point? Awesome shirt. What was the point? Because this is exactly what I mean. They were trying to shove a story somewhere where it didn't belong. The collab clearly was not meant to tell a story the way that it was hosted. So it just falls flat. It tells you what it's supposed to be about in the beginning, and then it doesn't follow through. It doesn't follow through on it. It just ends like that. It ends with this dude like there's no clear resolution. There's no statement of conflict that he had to overcome. He just is on the floor, looks in the mirror again. Pretty sure he's missing for a frame at the end there. Yep, he's missing for a frame. And then in probably the choppiest animation I've ever seen, just goes to bed? It just doesn't make sense. But what was the resolution? What's the story? What's the point? I don't know. This is where it very clearly to me tells me that they didn't really have they didn't really have anything worth saying. And if you don't have anything worth saying, then don't say anything at all. Just let the collab be a collab. Let people enjoy the entries, and don't shoehorn a story into it. Because if you don't have a story, don't have a it feels obvious. I feel like I'm repeating myself. Yeah, moral of the story, nothing. It just makes me feel so confused. So that is by far biggest critique of the whole collab. There are other issues that I pointed out. This feels like just such a big miss, and I'm man, it's so disappointing. I feel like it had potential, but I think this would have been much better if it didn't have a story in it. This is definitely the one that I feel the most strongly about. And, you know, no disrespect to DJ. I think they still did an amazing job for what is likely their first collab. Also, a third of the video is credits. Oh, wait, hang on. Look at this, look at this. Dude. His name is still there. His name is still there. It's still there. I didn't pause it. Dude, your name has been there for so... You can move on. Why was that held for so long? I don't get it. Imitator credits. Yeah, for real. This one text goes from 9:04. Dude. It lasted for 22 seconds. We read the name. He really wanted us to know who hosted it. Yeah, I'm glad he has a sense of pride for this, but dude, we get it. We get it. You hosted it. Why was that held for so long? This is a fun way to do credits, though. And hey, they didn't double display the credits, so hey, shout out to them. Yeah, neat way of doing that. I think they had someone custom make this cover. It goes on for quite a while, though. I wish they would have compacted more people's names into a single frame, so we don't have to spend so long going through the credits. Because I feel like I need to skip through this. Like, I don't feel like I'm getting much value out of the credits here. This feels like what would be at the end of a movie, not a 10-minute collab. Animation team, hell yeah. Glad he had a bunch of people who were down to participate in this. A neat way of showing off the team, too. Okay. I mean, they did a lot. I think they did a lot of things right in this collab, but I think there's plenty that they did wrong that they're going to improve on in future projects. I don't want this to be like I'm only giving them such a hard time in this review because I want to see them improve. I feel like there's potential here. This guy clearly wants to make something and he wants to tell a good story. I think your biggest issue is just make sure you have something to say. Otherwise, it's pointless. So. Yeah, most of my issue is about the story. There's other miscellaneous issues that I have about how it was compiled and put together. Some of the entries don't feel like they belong where they are in the tracks, this entry especially. Just feels like it's missing a little oomph, you know. So, quality control and story were probably the biggest criticisms I am of the collab, but for his first collab, it's not too bad. No, I think it's really good for his first collab. I think he's already learned a lot from this, and if he intends on making another collab, I can't wait to see how he improves off of this. But I also hope my critique here was ultimately helpful. So, yeah, that's pretty much everything I have to say about these 4 collabs. This recording went on way longer than I thought it would. Everyone say hi to YouTube. I'm posting this to the second channel, so. Yeah, thank you all for watching. I appreciate it. These are my thoughts on these 4 collabs. Goodbye. Adios. Goodbye.